Bloody Mary Podcast. Welcome to the Bloody Mary Podcast, where we talk about all things horror while drinking a Bloody Mary. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tammy, and we are totally married.
Yep.
We got our Bloody Marys, and tonight we are reviewing Alien Romulus.
Alien Romulus, straight from the theater. We haven't talked to each other about it.
We have not.
Literally just got back, gut reactions type of thing.
Right.
And we will be spoiler free until we're not.
Yes.
And we'll let you know. So spoiler free, and then we will jump into spoilers. And you will definitely know when that happens. So before we get into talking about Alien Romulus, we have merchandise and an Amazon wish list.
Yeah, we do. We have some big things like equipment. We have some small things like Bloody Mary mix.
Mm-hmm. We could use the Freddy Tiki mug. Anybody out there to complete this Michael Myers, Jason? We need a Freddy mug. Come on, just go for it.
We'll give you a shout out.
Give you a shout out, and I don't know. I'll show a nip. I'll do that too, if that's what you want. Go to www.bloodymarypodcast.com. You can find all that stuff there. And another easy, simple way to support us is click like, comment, share, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. We want to know you're listening.
Yeah. So Alien Romulus, I just want to, before we get into this one, I am more of a casual Alien fan. I grew up with Aliens, the second one. I rented that a lot. I love that movie. That's like one of my favorite sci-fi action films of all time. I think Ripley kicks ass. That movie is astounding. I appreciate and like the first Alien. It's not my favorite one. And aside from that, I've seen all the others, but mostly I've seen them once or twice, and I'm not a huge fanatic.
Right.
It's a casual franchise. I like the franchise. And we were talking, I think that it'd be a really fun one to do is go through the Aliens and rank those.
Yeah.
And then go through the Predators and rank those.
Well, yeah, you can't do one without the other.
And then
really
do
can't.
an Alien versus Predator franchise face off, which one is better overall.
Right.
So that's just my experience with the Alien films. What's yours?
Well, I have seen 1, 2, 3. And Alien vs. Predator. And that's it.
So you haven't seen...
So I haven't seen some of them.
Yeah.
And I just rewatched the first one the other day, and I was like, wait, it was shot in 79? Wait, what the fuck? I forgot about that, because it's been forever since I seen that one. And like you, I grew up on Aliens. So... that's the one I remember the most. Yeah,
me too. And I rewatched Aliens in the last few days too, just to familiarize myself with the world, which is kind of a cool thing because there's some Easter eggs all over this film. All right, well, let's just get into it. What did you think in general? What did you think about this movie?
It gave me anxiety. Why? Because there's space, there's aliens, there's fucking robots, and there's just fucking aliens.
So it was really tense, and it gave you a lot of anxiety and tension watching it.
It did.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah. So I enjoyed it a lot. It was just like, nah. Well, I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You were in the theater pretty animated, like doing this, moving your hands quietly.
I was
by
quietly.
The way.
I was not making talking. I was just my hands were talking.
Yeah.
However,
I don't. Yeah, for me, I don't get those reactions of claustrophobia and stuff like that.
I do.
It doesn't affect me.
You're trapped in space. Fucking space in general, where there's no gravity, there's no oxygen, it's just fucking infinity, and there's nothing out there, and no one can hear you screaming. Clearly.
As the tagline in space, no one can hear you scream.
Already is scary.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay.
That's like the ocean. The ocean is scary because there's so much stuff that we don't fucking know about because it's so explored. Space, even worse.
I'm the opposite. I'm more terrified of the deep ocean than I am of space. In space, at least you can kind of see it, In the ocean, I feel like it's murky. I don't know. I don't want to go to either of them.
Me either. So, like, space in general. Huh.
Yeah. So, you liked the movie?
I did like the movie.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. What did you think as a fan, a little bit more of a fan than I am?
I liked it as well. I think it was, first of all, this director has done 3 really solid films. He directed Fede Alvarez, I believe is how you say his name. His first film was the Evil Dead remake, the first Evil Dead remake, which is fucking rad.
So good.
I think that is my favorite horror remake of all time, if you like discount The Thing. Or maybe my second. And then he directed Don't Breathe.
Oh, yeah.
With
the first one was so good.
The blind guy, and they break into his house. So he did like this balls to the wall, rock and roll, blood chainsaw in your face movie, and then he did this claustrophobic, tense thriller. And then so I think what me and a lot of like fans of his were expecting him to do with this was to combine the two of like have some like rock and roll kind of action and have your tense moments. And I think overall he pulled that off.
I think so too. I don't think that there was a lot of room for badass rock and roll moments.
No, there weren't. Yeah, not as much.
Not like Evil Dead remake. Yeah,
or just like the final moments of Aliens, where there's a lot of rock and roll action going on there.
Not in this one, but he did do well with what the action was and building that tension.
And this one is it takes place, and I don't know exactly when, but it takes place after the first one but before Aliens, and it's about a group of young people in the colony, which I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the colony planet that they went to in Aliens, because there's a neon sign that says bar, and I just watched Aliens, and like there's the same neon sign in like the rundown colony. So I think it's the same spot. But it's in between those two movies, and it's about this group of young people who want to get the fuck out of there because it's just a shitty working mining community. And they devise a plan to go up to this mysterious ship to take their cryopods so they can travel to a planet that they want to spend their life on.
Right.
When they get there, an alien shit happens.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the plot of it in a nutshell. And just the alien stuff happens. You have all of your crawly ones, the face huggers. You got a whole bunch of them. You get laying eggs. You get the chest hatch. You get really cool the same alien design, but it was super cool.
It was super cool.
Like the reveals of it were cool. There's like really cool like the ultimate reveal of the classic alien that you know and love. And I was just telling you this in the cars. I don't recognize any of these actors.
No.
Which was really cool because they all did a fantastic job in their roles. I think you have, your lead actress, you have the person who plays the android, you have a douche, you have these other archetype of characters. I believed every single one of them.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're a really good cast.
So for people that I didn't know, for the cast was great. Directing, I think, was spot on. The sound design was so good. The visuals, like all of the CGI, all of it worked for me mostly. There's a couple moments with the face huggers that you can tell that there's CGI, but aside from that, like the space epics, like your scenes of the spaceships and planets and all that stuff look really good. It looked really good. It
really did look really good.
Which baffles me because I think this was originally just supposed to go straight to streaming.
Which
this is meant
isn't
for
a bad, but
this is meant for the theater.
It really is.
And we saw it in a good theater with the Dolby
surround sound.
Yeah, the
stuff.
Dolby, the Atmos, the bigger, and it was really cool. I like this Alien movie a lot. It was a lot of fun. It had tense moments and. For me, since I've seen them all, this to me seemed to like, and not in a bad way, the greatest hits. Like, there's so many things from most of these films that are in this one.
Right.
Like, and there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like one, like I was saying, like that neon sign. Or I believe like there's like when you see her climbing the ladder, her shoes. I've seen those shoes before. I think Ripley wore the shoes.
Gotcha.
The sound of the gun is the same sound of the guns making Aliens. There's some stuff we can't really talk about now. That's like and a reveal that's connected to other ones. There's connections to Prometheus and Alien Covenant, which you haven't seen.
No.
It was a good time in the theater. And
it really was.
And God, There's in our theater there were like less people than the last one we saw.
Yeah.
There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think maybe 8 other people.
Yeah.
So people go see some movies. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go see some movies, spend some time, but it sucks because they're so expensive to go see movies.
Yeah. So were there things in this movie that didn't work for you? Aside from like your personal, like, this makes me feel, were there just like plot elements or certain things that you're like, that we didn't need that? Was there anything like that?
Not to me. Not that stood out right away. No. The whole time I was just like, nah. So no, to me it was entertaining. It was tense. It was anxiety filled. There wasn't any moments for me that I was like, oh, that kind of took me out, or why did they do that, or none of that stuff.
Yeah, I think
you.
No, I think maybe it's not a complaint. Now, in the moment, I was like, well, it felt like they're taking a little bit more time to set up like the action, but really it was just. You're taking the time to get used to the world, to get used to the characters, and there's at the core of it too. It's the relationship between the main girl and her android,
right? Her brother. She calls her brother, really,
which is her brother. And so that's like that relationship. I think was the core, the heart of the film was her and her brother.
Yeah.
It just took a little bit to set that up, But then once it kicks in, it doesn't stop.
No.
And the cool thing, I love it when movies do this, when they do it good. Like, you think it's over. Oh, but then this happens, and this is fucking red. Okay, now you think it's over. Oh, but this fucking happens? Holy shit. And this is wacky.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Especially, like, you're like, what the no.
I really enjoyed it. For me,
no.
It felt like really well done, greatest hits alien movie. I had a good time with it for sure. And I don't think for me there's much else to talk about without getting into spoilers.
None.
What else? What else do you have to say about it?
Kind of the same. I mean, again, I don't know all the other little nods. I did catch some that are from the first and the second, which is really nice, and it didn't feel like a greatest hits. It's more like a homage, like little like, oh, we love, a love to each of those movies.
Gotcha.
For me,
but
other than that, no, I can't think of anything to that I wouldn't spoil.
Okay, all right. So, all right, we're gonna get into spoilers.
All right,
here we go.
Spoilers. So pause, go see it.
Then come
back and listen.
Come on back. Spoilers. A small one is you have the android from the first film. That actor, is he dead now? He played, he was the android, whoever played the android in Alien, and he was in Lord of the Rings, he played...
Bilbo Baggins?
Yeah. Whoever that actor is, I believe,
they definitely de-aged him.
Yeah, he was de-aged.
He looked just like the first movie.
Yeah. Ian Holm. Yeah, Ian Holm is his name.
Yeah, I think it was just not the same robot, but like
it was
prototype.
the same model. So that was kind of cool to see him in there. And I'm trying to think of so when I was talking about greatest hits, at there's at the end when you have that other being that's born. So it's not an alien.
Well, it's an alien, but it's also a human.
Yeah. So you haven't seen Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So that black stuff they were harvesting from the aliens,
right?
That's like the birth of life, and that's what Prometheus and Alien Covenant explore. Is that I believe at the beginning of Prometheus, a man creature guy, he goes to a planet and he takes a vial of that black stuff and he puts it in the water, or he melts away, and then life is created from that.
Gotcha. Well, in the beginning in this movie, they said there was two. There was Prometheus and Romulus, right? The two ships. The two things.
Oh, maybe, I forget. I know Romulus was the name of a ship, and I thought it was something else. But yeah, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, in the beginning of the film too was kind of cool because that takes place after Alien, and the ship goes, and you see the Nostradamus, whatever.
Just like wreckage floating in space.
And they grab the alien for the most part.
Right. Yeah.
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 And that's where they harvest and they start creating and experimenting. So that connects it to Prometheus and Covenant, that like black goo of life.
Gotcha.
But then one of the chicks who's about to die, for some reason, injects herself with it, which she just shouldn't have.
Well, yeah, because they're like, we should do it. And the one girl was like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Whereas we just saw a mouse did come back to life. And
they didn't.
Yeah, right. We saw the mouse go back together, and then the mouse go, not okay.
Well, aside from that, like, she's going to be fine in that pod until she gets help. So I think she just, I think it makes sense. This is known to be a cure-all, and you have a baby inside you, you're maybe thinking of your child.
Right.
Bad decision, because what hatches out of her is this is where I feel like it's a greatest hits. It's like a mix between a human tall creature from Prometheus and it's a mix between the alien resurrection creature, and it was a combination of those two. Yeah. And that thing was creepy as hell.
It was creepy as fuck.
Yeah. So you had a final alien, which is a new design we haven't seen, but it felt like it was like a mix between the Prometheus guys and a mix between the last creature we see in Alien Resurrection.
Right. I need to watch those.
Yeah.
So I can see that. I just didn't you get on the ship and they're like, oh no, we need more cryo stuff. So we're just going to break in here and everything will be fine. And then they get rid of the cryo stuff. And then the bazillion, but they're not even like a couple of those little creepy things that just grab onto your face. There's like fucking hundreds of them. Yeah. And then they all just start, oh, we're warm now. Poof, out. Oh, no.
Yeah, those really freaked you out.
Yeah, because they were fucking everywhere.
So what
So not only you're trapped in space, you're trapped in a fucking ship, and you're trapped with all those little face fuckers. No.
Face fuckers?
No.
That's awesome.
No.
So which one scares you most, the face fuckers or the aliens? Which ones freak you out more? Like if you're like in space.
Face fucker. Why? Because it sticks itself to you. It wraps its shit around your neck, choking you, and then it implants something in you before you can do shit.
Yeah, it impregnates you.
There's never been one where they're like, "Oh, it's on my face," and then they take it off. I mean, I've seen like for a second, but it doesn't get like wrapped around. As soon as it's wrapped around your neck, you're over because there's a goddamn thing implanted into your belly that's gonna bust out of your fucking chest. Yeah. So, and at least the big one. And then when there's like a million of them, just crawling and flying at you, fuck no.
Yeah, since I am a casual fan, I don't actually know the science or the lore between the facehuggers. And like once it's on you and it has the thing inside you and it starts breathing for you, it puts you to sleep. It puts you inside of it. Because I was just thinking, why don't you just bite the thing in your throat off? Like, ow!
Right, but you're like, once it's fucking your face, you're done.
Once it fucks your face, you're done. That should be like the tagline for the next Alien.
Once it fucks your face, you're done.
Or a different kind of like.
That's a different kind of aliens.
Here we go. It's going to be called Alien in Space. No one can hear you cream. And then that title.
But the big aliens are also equally scary.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like you have a little bit more of a chance to get away.
Yeah. I really enjoyed there's the sequence where she's shooting them all in zero gravity was super cool. And they're having to. So then she shoots like 20 aliens in zero gravity.
And all their.
So then their acid blood is in zero gravity. And then they have to float and navigate through the acid blood in zero gravity. That was cool. That was original. That was really original.
That was. And then grab onto something real fucking quick when the gravity comes back on for a second.
Yeah. I really, really did love the.
But they utilize that as a really good tool to get away and like get somewhere.
For sure. I really did like the dynamic and the relationship between the girl and the her AI robot brother.
Yeah.
It was you genuinely, like, they loved each other, or she loved him. I don't know in their lore the capacity of like love and feelings for them. I think it's more programming, but so his sole directive is to protect her, and then he puts in another chip to figure out what the fuck's going on, overrides his directive, so then he becomes kind of a bad guy,
right?
But not really. He's like has the company's shit in mind. It's
yeah,
like
the company. He's a company man again.
Yeah.
And before he was like, I need to protect her. Yeah. And then he became a company man, which he wasn't a bad guy. Yeah. But then like he had to make those decisions. They're like, we're not opening that door because there's a fucking alien there and we probably shouldn't even kill us. And they're like, but
he didn't have her best interest. He was more pragmatic.
Yes.
What I'm glad they didn't do is I'm really glad they didn't kill him, because there's so many moments where you think through this movie, I thought he's going to just sacrifice himself for her.
Me too. And he didn't. I mean, he helped her.
Yeah, he helped her a lot. And that was really cool. He gave the line, "Stay away from her, you bitch." It's a little pause.
That was really great.
Yeah. So he threw out that line. So that's what I mean by like greatest hits. Like,
right.
Like, how would he know to say that?
Right.
It's just for us, the audience. And then there was another line too, and I can't remember what it was, but it was classic that I think she said, and I just don't know what that was.
I do really like in the Alien movies that we have strong female kick-ass ones. Yeah. Like she's not like they're like the woman is the survivor.
Yes.
And I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she was badass and like, the movie's going and you think it's over, then more shit happens, she becomes more badass, and then
right.
Yeah, no, she's the one with the gun, she was the one with the fucking freeze thrower. And that's kind of funny, instead of a flamethrower in this they use a freeze thrower.
Yeah, they use a cryo thrower.
Yeah. It was just really entertaining. I think that I think you could go and watch this movie if you've not seen a single Alien film, and you would still be entertained and you would still know what's going on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty rare. And I think all these other things you see are like nice treats and Easter eggs. And like, you hadn't seen Prometheus or Covenant, so you didn't know that black stuff. But you got the gist of what they were doing. Oh,
absolutely. And you're like, no, don't do it.
Yeah. So, and that's really unique too. And thinking about all this stuff is bringing my score up in my head that I was gonna give it. Mm-hmm. God, what else do you want to say about this movie?
Let me think. I just really enjoyed it, honestly, and it did give me a lot of anxiety. It did give me tension, but it did what it was supposed to do, and like. Just the action was good. How she got out of stuff was pretty smart. Like, I really did like the killing them all and then having that acid, because she's like, oh, zero gravity, that'll help. Because he's like, if you kill them, it'll just open up the floor because we're in the fucking basement and then the space will come. And then she's like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. And then, like, just a lot of really ingenious... different ways to get out of that situation.
Well, there's another layer of like, aside from in space and these things are after you in hallways, he did a really good job at like, there's like time restrictions, meaning like we have like an hour before shit happens, or we have, you can't do acid or it'll open up and blast the door. You have X amount of time, so there's like all these things that are like adding onto your pressure time wise, and like things you can and can't do on top of just your general like, and
they don't know shit about, like, they don't know nothing. They went to go get cryopods and in and out, and then they're fucking gazillion little alien face fuckers, and then the big aliens, and then and then the human alien thing. Ugh.
Yeah. So do you think they're say they make it, they go to sleep and they make it to their planet that they want to be on, which is I think it's supposed to be a nice planet. Do they have any aliens on that ship with them that we know of? I mean, there could. Well, what happened? Well, the girl who injected her shit, is she's still, that her body is still there.
Her body is still there.
Okay, so there's
There is a possibility that they get to the planet that they want to fucking be on, and there's a goddamn alien with them, which means another movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's cool.
Do you think they kind of set it up to be able to have another movie with that same, like, she's the new Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah, I mean, because it all intents and purposes, it ends how Alien and Aliens ends, where they defeat the bad guys, they hop into cryopods, and they're off to their destination. Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. I think I would love to see a sequel to this.
Me too. I would.
Yeah.
I think that she did a really stellar job. So, yeah. All right. What's your rating?
I'm going to give this one a good 8. I was going to give it a 7, but after talking about it, a good 8 out of 10. I think this is a really good time in the theater. It's a good horror sci-fi film. Everything is well done. The fact that you don't have to see any aliens and watch it and have a good time, saying that bumped it up from a 7 to 8 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's an 8. It's always been an 8.
Oh, there we go.
Because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy it, no matter how much, like, I mean, like, it's not nice when we're like, fucking turn it off. But, like, this was like, okay.
It's good.
And it was really good. And it really built the tension well. And like you said, I didn't have to see the other Alien movies to enjoy this movie.
Yeah, definitely. Where would you, like, I know you haven't seen, but where would you rank it in the ones that you've seen?
Oh, I would probably say Aliens. It would probably be second.
Yeah.
Second or third, because I really do like Alien versus Predator too. So, like,
it's a good one. It's a lot of fun. Alien vs. Predator is. I want to watch it again because the human ends up teaming up with the predator.
Right.
And, off topic here, but like the predator, because they can't like actually communicate, but they can communicate with. And he gives her like an alien skull for a shield.
Right.
To protect from the acid, which is badass.
It is badass. Yeah. So like.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is definitely in the top. I'd have to watch them all again, but I would say it's like Aliens, Alien, and then this one.
Yeah.
I think it's really up there. It was in the hands of a really competent director who did that crazy thing where you paid homage to everything, you played the greatest hits, but you also made your own original film.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Crazy thing to do. Mm-hmm. I hope this finds a lot of financial success. So he can continue to just make more movies the way he wants to make them, whether it's an alien movie or not.
Yeah.
Because he's good at what he does.
He is really good at what he does. Because I don't think we've ever seen a movie of his that we didn't like.
Yeah. Well, this is only 3. So what's his 4th? Go back and do another Evil Dead. Come on, man. Do it. Yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Yeah. What did you guys think of Alien Romulus? Did you like it? Is it in the top, bottom, mid somewhere?
What Easter eggs did you like if you are love that world and you're like, oh my God, they did that?
That like we didn't see. I'm sure there was a shit ton of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So let us know. Like, comment, share. Yeah.
And cool. Well, our Bloody Marys they're not dead, but I'm going to kill it after this.
Yeah. So
catch you later.
Bye-bye.